Hello, everyone. Mary Esther Gilbert here. I'm going to be introducing to you some parts of the website and some other announcements. So the first thing I wanted to say was thank you all for loving my book. I spent 10 months on it, researching and developing it, and really it was every time I write a book I learn more than I'm teaching, because I always have to verify facts, and I always go off on tangents and learn while I go along, and then get new ideas for new books and everything. But for now, I'm going to introduce to you the books that I'll be developing courses for. So here's my website, and the first book I wrote was True Health Mastery: Transform Your Health, Change the World. This is about once you know how to manage your body, manage your health in the most effective way to prevent the wide range of illnesses that everyone, and especially in the developed nations, have, because they don't know how to. They don't understand the inner workings of their own bodies, and that's the problem. So I just embarked once I retired my practice. Then I decided to write books and just spread the word of true health management to the masses. And so this is the result of the books that I've been writing the last few years. So the first one is True Health Mastery, and that is about it's about learning what's inside of your body, and when you put something in it, what happens to it, right? So normally when I get in front of a crowd of people as a guest speaker, I ask the question, why do you eat? Why do we eat? And I'm always astounded by the lack of answers. People always are sitting there in the audience. I see them thinking as if they've never thought of this before. And sure, if you're a biology major in college and you're a doctor, and you understand how the body works, but not even doctors understand what happens when you eat. What happens? Sure, everyone understands the digestive process, right? But there's more to it than that. And you have to look at the microcellular level, at the subquantum energy level, to really understand how to protect yourself from disease, and to make sure you're always full of energy and drive and enthusiasm for life, and just feeling good about getting up in the morning every day, and believing in yourself, kind of thing. So that happens when a person transforms their health, even if it's just a feeling okay every day and not really any major ailments, kind of thing. But we're more than that. We're able to transform ourselves, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, psychologically. All those things that you can't see other than how a person behaves or how you think or what your perspectives are in life. So this is what this book is about, is to show you how nourishing yourself at the microcell level, and that means eating the right foods, but you have to know where your foods come from and understand that foods they must be nutrient rich, and they must have a wide range of nutrients in them so that your body can address every single issue that it needs to at every given moment in your life. So this is the kind of thing that I wanted to teach the public, because they didn't teach me this in college. I've got two bachelor's degrees and a master's degree, and what really taught me was my holistic training, but it was only the basic foundation from which to build my knowledge. And so, when you go to college and you graduate from college and you feel like, okay, now I'm ready, I've learned everything I need to know. But when you get out there, basically, it's just a starting point, because knowledge is so vast. The humankind has put together knowledge over many, many centuries, eons, and so we only put a dent in our own education and our own knowledge in our own small lifetimes. even if you live to be in your 90s, and centenarian, things like that. So yeah, that's the first book, and I'm going to be giving a class on that eventually. So I've set up my online school, truehealthmastery.net. I've got one course that I uploaded for coaches, and then I'll be uploading the True Health Mastery class. And so I'll take you to the next book here, How to Select the Right Supplements, the Nutritional Supplements for Optimal Health. So this is very important in selecting your nutritional supplements, because there are still some supplements out there on the market, even though the industry has improved. The companies out there are much more responsive to what the sophisticated public demands, and so they're putting out much healthier supplements. So they're much more, meaning they're much more absorbable in the body, and they're much more utilizable for energy production and cellular growth, and cell replication, and improving how the immune system functions, how the body functions as a whole, and that's all, the 10 major systems, and that includes the nervous system and the brain, and the functions of the kidneys and the liver, the whole digestive process, the cardiovascular, respiratory process, that kind of thing. All these different systems in the body, they require the right nutrients every single day. Okay, so this is what I get into in this How to Select the Right Nutritional Supplements book. It's a short book. I actually wrote it for a personal trainer friend of mine. He asked me, how can I educate my clients with how to select the right supplements? I said, you know what? I'm going to write the book. So it only took me a couple of months to put this one together, because it's just like writing off the cuff, just so much information that I've encountered and learned about supplements over the years. So when I had my practice, when clients used to come visit me, I would say, bring all of your supplements and let's take a look at them, because I did not want them to waste their money. And there were a lot of redundancies in someone who doesn't know how to pick out supplements, and who can blame anybody for not knowing how, because there's not really a class that'll teach you. You just have to learn about the body and learn about nutrients, and dig the scientific research and just learn on your own, kind of thing. And so I took my education and I just embarked on some years of self-learning. And when I had clients on, all the time, I would just dig into the scientific literature to come up with nutritional healing protocols for their particular set of ailments. So yeah, it was learn as you go kind of thing, even though I'd already had, advanced degrees. And so that's how it is. But I want to teach people how to do this so that they don't have to suffer unnecessarily from all of these different ailments that people have. They are so unnecessary. Once you know what to eat and understand what's going on in the body, you don't have to have a PhD. It's not rocket science. Well, actually, it kind of is at the micro level, but a person doesn't have to know all of this data about what happens in the body. It's very fascinating to me, so I kind of suck it all up and absorb it all, and I'm always learning when it comes to that. But in order to be super healthy, you don't really have to go that far, especially when someone's already done the homework for you, literally, So anyhow, that's going to be another class, and I think it's important that people get very, very skillful at examining labels so that they know the difference between a supplement that's their body will use, and that they are providing their body with the full range of nutrients. There are so many supplements out there with isolated nutrients, and so that's a waste of money, because your body needs all the nutrients all at once. So it's very synergistic that way. If you isolate a nutrient, then the body tries to build molecules or search the body somehow to form some kind of a complex in order to be able to utilize it fully. So our bodies don't understand isolated nutrients very well. It understands whole natural complexes, plant complexes, protein complexes, carbohydrates, and whole food fats, that kind of thing. All right, so you have to have a lot of nutrients in place. So anyhow, that's what that class is going to be about. So you can purchase either one of these through Amazon. You go to my website, it's all like the hub. Don't search for my books everywhere. Just come here, holisticchoices.com. You can Google my name, Mary Esther Gilbert, and it'll come right up. You'll find me. So you'll end up landing on the book page on my website. So you can get it at Amazon, and they're in book form, in print form, and they're also in ebook form. And same with the other book. Okay. So I had already written a couple of books years ago, one for athletes, but if you don't look at what you've written for a number of years, you go back and you say, oh, I can improve on that kind of thing. So this is what I'm doing for eating for physical power and stamina. Having been into the bodybuilding world back in the 80s and 90s and 2000s, I don't do the monster weight workouts anymore, but I still do weight training because it has so many benefits, and I go into that as to why, especially women who are trying to hold on to their bone mass and to balance their hormones and to avoid that dreaded, the hot flashes when that time of life comes around. I never even had a hot flash, so I have no idea what they're like. So they're not a natural progression of aging. So yeah, I go into things like that for women, but also for men. I go into the reasons why it's important to balance your exercise. And so the body has to be completely usable. If you concentrate on one type of sport, then you're going to be good at that sport, and you're going to have the body movements associated with that sport. So if you try something else, you could get sore, you could get injured. So it's good to have these foundational types of workouts so that you can go out and use your body with other sports. Any sport you want to try, you don't have to worry about getting injured or getting too sore. So there's different body movements and different fundamental exercises that a person can do. Weight training is one. And there's a variety of exercises you do for flexibility, which you have to do every day. It's just important to stay flexible. And then also the the aerobic work. So that would be the fat burning work. And there's different exercises for that. So I go into this whole holistic kind of workout program. And of course, my nutritional synergy system, as you can see here in the next book here next to it, I'm also revising that. It started out years and years ago. I formed my own nutritional system because I analyzed all the food guidelines out there and the various diets out there. They were all missing something. I had learned enough that I knew that the body required, just the full complement of the essential vitamins and minerals. And also the body requires so many different plant biochemical compounds that are so beneficial, and there's so much research that supports what plants do and how they help the body protect itself, immune system, and balancing hormones and improving, the nervous system and the brain functioning, things like that. So I touch on that a little bit on this nutritional synergy system, and this is it's undergoing a renovation, a revision right now. I'm adding so much more to it, so it'll be a much more comprehensive, much more satisfying book to learn from as far as what foods to choose to maximize and optimize your health, vibrancy. So this is a very foundational book that everyone should have in their library, in their personal library. All right, so now this final one, there's 2 other books in the works after this. So this is the next one that I just published this as of December 2021. And so people were actually waiting a long time for me to finish this book. But when I dive into the scientific research, I want to be thorough and correct. And so I do a lot of reading when I research my books. And this one took me 10 months. The one I wrote previous to that was another book for another company, and that took me 18 months to research. But anyhow, this is the one of my babies, one of my favorite books that I've written. And so it's called Potent Superfoods for Lifelong True Health. So there's so much variety in the plant kingdom that will prevent so many health problems and help you maintain your youthful cells, so that you want your cells to function in a youthful manner, not in a slowed, sluggish, miscommunicating kind of system. So you want to make sure that your cells are communicating and you keep yourself mentally and physically sharp. So this is what this book is about. So what I've also done for this book is I've researched 109 botanicals. So I'm really always amazed at how much research there has been done on these botanicals. So there's actually over 25,000 phytochemical compounds in plants that we either eat all the time or that are in herbal formulas from different medical systems of the world, Chinese herbology and Ayurvedic, Indian, and Native American and African and Amazonian, all over the world. You have indigenous plants and indigenous healers who over centuries have carefully documented the causes and effects of what plants do. And now that science has advanced to the point where they understand what's going on inside, not just the effects. So the research was very enlightening and fascinating. I had grown my own herbs, and I had collected so many different types of herbs to mix my own formulations for my clients in response to their needs. So this one puts it all in a book, and there are, heck, I just skimmed the surface of all of the plants in the world that are beneficial for us, for our health. But these are 109 of some of the more common ones. Some of them are very common. Some of them are vegetables you get at the grocery store, but the superfoods are right under our noses, and people need to focus on that. So this is a real eye-opener for those of you who are interested in getting all the benefits that the plant kingdom has for your health and your longevity and youthfulness, and your physical fitness, and providing all the energy that your body needs. So yeah, this is it. So I also built in a encyclopedia so that you can't get away from the scientific terms when you're dealing with the human body and your cellular nourishment. So I built in an encyclopedia compendium of terms. So if you get stuck reading, you don't know what the term is, I try to define it as I went along. So when you're looking at a botanical and you're looking at all of the health benefits, and you'll come across some terms, I try to define it right there and there to save the reader time. But rather than going off on the internet, and getting distracted and trying to figure out, what that word means. So I just put it in the book for you. There's also a section on vitamins and minerals and proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, and a basic nutrition insert in there. And then there's lots of charts that will, if you're looking for improving your health in a particular way, for a particular body system, say you've got I don't know, just nervous system problems that are affecting your everyday life, then you can look up that nervous system, and there's a whole group of botanicals that are associated that have been shown scientifically, and I back myself up scientifically with everything I say in this book. It's FDA compliant. No one can refute any of the information that's in that book. I'm not making medical claims, but I am backing everything that I put in the book with scientific research. And a lot of the scientific research that I do cite in the book are peer-reviewed studies, and those are pretty much, no one can argue with that, kind of thing. So yeah, it's a pretty comprehensive book, but it's easy for the layperson to navigate through and to check what they might need as far as supplements or any kind of herbal formulation or any isolated herb that they might want to try. And also there's a few precautions in there for certain circumstances. So, it's pretty much pretty complete as far as using the book to navigate your health management. Okay. So, all right, that's pretty much it for now. And this is, all these will be courses on my online school. If you type in, I'm going to show you the school. True. I should have had it already up for you here. True Health Mastery. Oh, that's my book, True Health Mastery. Actually, it's I'm going to enlarge this so I can see my links on the side here. True Health Mastery. So this is the school, True Health Mastery School, the online True Health Mastery Academy, and I do have a separate URL for it. So let me just go ahead and type in truehealthmastery.com. Okay, so, oh, sorry, not truehealthmastery.com. I still make that mistake. It's .net. All right, here it is. Well, it'll take you to the Facebook website also, but the school looks pretty much like this, you know. But what the heck? I'll type in the whole URL. If I can remember it. There it is. Got it. Okay, so this is the True Health Masters Academy that I built, and so far I've got one course uploaded. It's for, you know, athletes or coaches, anyone who's in the track and field, but I've also had other athletes take a look at it because the Nutritional, outlined the protocol that I outlined for athletes in this field works pretty much for a lot of others, but you know there are variations for different needs for different athletes. So that's what, if you'd like to enroll now in the school, you can go ahead and just sign up, and when courses become available, you'll be notified, kind of thing. And that's my next project. So yeah, it takes me a little longer than I always think to develop books, but I don't think it'll take me nearly as long to upload courses based on those books. All right, so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to update everyone, and if you haven't ever heard of me before, you know, I'm Mary Esther Gilbert. If you go to my website, holisticchoices.com, and you click on the About link, then you'll read all about me. You know, I don't want to bore you with the details right now, but yeah, I've been in the holistic nutritional healing field for 40 years. I had my practice in Northern Cal for 30 years, and then I retired. Not really retired from working or from the world, but I just wanted to reach more people about what I was teaching my clients. So now that seems to be working, you know, for people. I will be having my own radio show very soon. I'll be updating my website shortly, and so I will let people know where to find me on my own radio show. It'll be once a week, 90-minute show, and so if you want a lot of health advice and nutritional information, if you have questions, you know, I'll set up a way to send in your questions, and I'll answer them for you on my radio show. All right. Again, Mary Esther Miranda Gilbert, thank you for viewing. Thank you for sticking with me till the end. And I have so much to share, and I cannot wait to share it with the world. Thank you so much. See ya.